Hello, friends. On November 10th, 2025, at around 6:45 p.m., a Hyundai i20 car drives out of the parking lot near Sunehri Masjid, close to the Red Fort in Delhi. The car takes a U-turn near the fort and heads toward the road in front of it. By 6:52 p.m., it slows down and stops at a red light. This red light was very close to Gate No, one of the Red Fort metro station, and just seconds later, a massive explosion occurs. The blast was so powerful that at least 6 nearby cars and 3 auto rickshaws caught fire. The streetlights in the area went out, and the glass panels at the metro station gate shattered. Even cars parked far away had their windows blown out, and debris from the explosion was found up to 150 meters away. At that exact moment, by chance, 2 people were filming in the area. So, we have 2 real videos of the blast. One you've just seen, and this is the second one. If you slow down this footage, you can see how intense the explosion was. The camera shakes violently. Even a large tree nearby trembles. Shopkeepers in the area said they had never heard such a loud sound before. It was a terrifying blast, so loud, we've never heard anything like it, said one of them. Reports say that the explosion could be heard as far as 2.5 kilometers away, up to the ITO area. At 6:55 p.m., Delhi Fire Services received a call and dispatched 7 fire tenders to control the blaze. An eyewitness said that within 10 minutes of the explosion around 7 p.m., the police had already arrived, and by 7:15 p.m., ambulances reached the site. Locals from Chandni Chowk rushed to help victims. Before the ambulances arrived, many injured were taken to hospitals in e-rickshaws. More than 20 people were injured in the explosion. They were immediately taken to Loknayak Jai Prakash Hospital, but 8 victims died before reaching. As of now, 13 people have lost their lives in this tragic blast. Soon, the bomb disposal squad and forensic teams reached the site, followed by the National Investigation Agency NIA and the National Security Guard NSG. All these agencies are now working together on the investigation. However, no official statement has been released yet about how the blast happened or who was behind it. Of those who died, 6 victims have been identified so far. Lokesh Agarwal, a visitor from Uttar Pradesh who had come to Delhi to meet his son's mother-in-law. Ashakuma, a DTC bus conductor from Amroha, who was returning home after work. Pankaj Sane, a cab driver. Dinesh Mishra, an employee at a sari and lahanga shop in Chandni Chowk. Noman, who worked at a cosmetics store. Joman Mohammed, an rickshaw driver and the sole earner of his family. Around 10 p.m., Home Minister Amit Shah visited the hospital to meet the injured, then went to the blast site and gave a brief statement. All angles are being examined, and a thorough investigation has begun. Now, several reports are circulating in the Indian media, but as you know, not all sources are reliable. So, take the following information cautiously. If any updates prove wrong, I'll mention it in a pinned comment below. According to the Times of India, the Hyundai i20 involved in the blast had the registration number HR 26CE7674. The Hyundai, citing sources, reported that the owner of the car was Mohammad Salman, a resident of Gurugram, Haryana. When police detained Salman, they learned that he had sold the car to Devendra, who lived in Okhla. Delhi. Devendra then sold it to someone in Ambala, and from there, it changed hands again. Some newspapers also mention a Pulwama connection, involving a man named Tariq. We'll discuss that later in the video. After the blast, high alerts were issued not just in Delhi, but also in Mumbai, and several other parts of the country, although officials haven't confirmed whether it was a terrorist attack or an accident. Several signs suggest that the government is treating it as a terror incident. Their first clue, Delhi police registered an FIR under UAPA, a law used only in terrorism-related cases. Second, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, during his visit to Bhutan, referred to the blast as a conspiracy, saying, "Those behind this attack will not be spared." The investigation has now officially been handed over to the NIA, India's top counter-terrorism agency. Authorities are now linking the Delhi blast to a case in Faridabad. Here's what happened. On the same day, November 10th, the Jammu and Kashmir police and Haryana police jointly arrested 2 doctors from Kashmir. They were accused of working with Pakistan-based terror outfits, Yashi Mohammed and Ansar Ghazwat al-Hind, AG. Earlier, several posters supporting Yoshimo Hamad had appeared in Srinagar area threatening the army and police. When the J&K police investigated, they discovered the involvement of Dr. Adil Majay, a resident of Kasagand, who was then working at a hospital in Saharanpur, Uttar Pradesh. He was arrested there, and police found that until last October, he had been employed at the government medical college in Anand. When police searched his locker at the medical college, they found an AK-47 rifle inside. Through a deal, they reached Dr. Musamil Amar Gunai from Pulwama, who was teaching at Ofala University in Faridabad. About 10 days ago, Musamil was detained, and based on his confession, police raided a house he had rented in a Faridabad village. There, they discovered about 360 kilograms of explosive material, suspected to be ammonium nitrate. Further raids revealed over 3,000 kilograms of explosives, along with 20 timers, batteries, remotes, heavy metals, electric wires, and even one carbine rifle, 3 magazines, and a pistol. Clearly, a major terror plot was in preparation. However, the police had stated at that time that their operation was still ongoing, and now the Red Fort blast is being linked to that same network. The Indian Express, quoting top J&K police sources, reported that the Delhi blast is connected to those arrested in Faridabad, though the government has not officially confirmed this. According to Indian Express, the group also included 2 more doctors, one of them a female doctor from Lucknow, who has already been arrested, but another, Dr. Umar Nabi, went missing after his associates' arrests. He is now the prime suspect behind the Delhi blast. He's allegedly from Koil village in Pulwama, the same area as Musamil, and also worked at Alfala University. Police believe Umar, panicking after his friend's arrests, carried out the blast hastily. According to the print, the bomb was loosely assembled, not fully developed, and hence had a limited impact, which explains the absence of shrapnel. Authorities are now checking if Umar Nabi was among those killed in the explosion. His mother's DNA sample has been collected for verification. This was a tragic and horrifying event, minus 13 innocent lives lost, families destroyed. And in such moments, the most important thing is to remain calm, united, and rational, because that's exactly what terrorists want, to spread fear and hatred among us. So, stay away from 3 things. TV channels that sensationalize this tragedy for TRPs. Social media trolls who exploit such incidents to spread hate. Your own biases. Don't jump to conclusions without verified information. Yes, there are elections, political motives, and mistrust in the system. But speculation without facts only fuels division. Question everything, but responsibly. And yes, there are also serious questions for the Home Minister. How did 3,000 kilograms of explosives reach Faridabad undetected? This is the same question people asked 6 years ago after the Pulwama attack. How did 300 kilograms of explosives enter the country? Let's hope this time the investigation is transparent, and the public doesn't have to wait for years to get answers. If this video felt heavy or disturbing, take a break. I've linked an inspirational video at the end to lift your mood. And before signing off, a quick announcement. On November 29th, we're hosting the first AIF Yasta quarterly webinar for all annual subscribers. It'll cover AI power tools, career guidance, fitness, finance, and even interactive chats with historical figures like Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar there. It's a 30% discount on annual plans right now. Join before the webinar and unlock all features. The link and QR code are below in the description. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay kind, stay human.